Hello and welcome to another block chat. This time is episode 128 that we have in front of us. We were bound to have an episode last week, but then we switched to this week. Happy to be here with you. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope that I can provide value to you today. It's going to be just me this time. The episode was supposed to be recorded with our head of BD, Jura Zibalnik, who unfortunately is down sick and was not able to join me. You're gonna have to deal with just me this time. Um, the team wanted to talk about a specific topic today, and this is in line with where we're going with Oceanpoint as a marketplace. And I believe it's an episode that's going to be very interesting for a lot of people that are in the real estate space, especially those who own real estate, because now we're opening the doors to property owners who want to tokenize real estate, not just for the sake of staking and learning, but as well to utilize Ocean Points as a marketplace and list their properties there. So the goal of today's episode is to take you through some of the slides that basically we have in a deck that our team is able to share with you. If you are interested in this in tokenizing and listing on Oceanpoint as a property owner, but in general, I think the timing for doing things like that is very there. It's we're in the right time. There's a couple of reasons why, and I was asked to comment on a article about Bitcoin and recently on Decrypt, and one of the things that I mentioned there is essentially it's a very interesting indicator. For everyone watching the crypto market is seeing the uh, um, the charge on stable coins, like, and just putting it over the total market cap of cryptos, excluding stable coins. And when you do that, it's very interesting. What you see is that stable coins have become this sort of macro indicator that can show you how the money is flowing. Because as opposed to the cycles back in 2016, 17, and so forth, now capital doesn't exit crypto through fiat, but it exits crypto into stablecoins, and then it waits for reallocation. Um, and if you take a look at that, you will see that stablecoins were acquired in a way, and the market cap of stablecoins have been growing with the growth of the crypto cycle. So throughout last year and the year before, there was obviously the growth in stablecoins. And why? The simple reason is because investors were slowly deleveraging from or divesting from cryptos, and they were investing into, basically swapping into stables. And now for the first month, um, the opposite or the reversal has proven to be true, which means that with the decrease in market cap on cryptos and basically kind of this bear market downtrend that happened this last month, basically recorded the first time where actually stable coins have been people were buying not stable coins anymore, but they were actually selling stable coins, right? And so there's a red candle there. And during the last bear market, you could see these monthly red candles just pile one after the other, and which meant basically that people were swapping back from stablecoins into cryptos and kind of repositioning themselves for a renewed uptrend. Um, this means that the market is going to go sideways, most probably for a bit more, I would assume. But that also, the interesting part is that when you look at interest rates on borrowing lending protocols, you can see that there has been a severe drop. And now they are somewhere between 2 and 3%, which means that on-chain capital is staying in stablecoins. There's a lot of capital in stablecoins right now. And at the same time, so there's an oversupply of stablecoins and lower demand for these stable coins on exchanges, on lending protocols. And now what this means is it creates an environment where these stablecoin holdings are looking for alternative yield and and new avenues. And I believe that tokenized real estate, if done properly, can become one of the avenues where this capital can flow into. So without further ado, let's take a look at how you as a property owner could potentially position your asset to take advantage of this unique market situation that we're in right now. So here I go. And this is kind of I would say, a deck that anyone who gets in touch with us and it's a property owner or you own a portfolio of properties, that we are happy to share with you. I'm just gonna fly through it through a couple of slides so that I don't bore you with the whole thing. But essentially, it's a very nice guide outlining our approach on helping you list your real estate asset on Oceanpoint's marketplace. Now, the main question that people ask is, why would you tokenize at all, right? And I think in the end, as a property owner, as an investor, what you want to do is you want to, most of the times, keep yourself in the position of the investments you made. So you want to retain the ownership of the real estate assets that you have acquired over time, especially if these are good investments that are potentially cash flowing investments. And maybe the market is not in the market is not in a position where you can find alternative opportunities around. So maybe it's a market where real estate prices are high, like now, for instance, opportunities are scarce. And so selling an asset to reinvest in a new opportunity might not be currently something interesting. If you are into development or redevelopment, there's actually the costs of redevelopment and development projects are quite high right now in most places around the world. So you are kind of you are in a position where you own assets, but you might want to change your liquidity position, your cash flow utilization. You want to change where you stand with these assets. And tokenization offers you a way of basically unlocking liquidity on 10, 20, 30% of the value of your real estate asset without selling the asset itself. And I think this is kind of a very unique value proposition on the market that otherwise you don't really have anything similar to it. But you still do have certain options, right? And essentially your options are the following. You can either sell the asset outright, which is great, but again, what is now the right time to do it? And obviously everyone has their own opinions and situation and so forth. But yeah. And then the other option is you can raise capital privately, and do that in a way where where makes sense. And a lot of times this is how real estate is invested in, and it's fine. It depends really what you want to do, and in what situations you want to put yourself. Maybe you would like to introduce another equity partner into the deal, but then you lose control. And a lot of times this is something that people don't want to do. And so one of the options is to tokenize. And for asset owners, right, up until end of last year, we were not able to do much with them except tokenize for staking, which was an educational process. With the start of this year, what we're doing as well is we're offering real estate owners the ability to tokenize and list the asset on Oceanpoint. Now, this gives you a couple of things that you can do with it. You know, the most important part is there's this live marketplace that has a community investors already there. It has reach within Web3, and it offers a broader investor access overall. So everything is there, it's live, and all you need to do is come to us and we will help you from there on how to structure things and stay compliant. Now, as I said, it's a live marketplace. I think that's one of the things that's appealing for asset owners. We really put a lot of effort onto compliance. So all the tokenizations that we do on Oceanpoint go through the same process, which is the issuance of tokens. It's taken care of. We issue the tokens from Luxembourg. We enter into a loan agreement to collateralize the tokens with your real estate property, and then these tokens are then sold put on sale on the Oceanpoint marketplace. All of this is done compliantly under MiCA regulation. So we also take care of the white paper that needs to be submitted, and all the other legal steps. We guide you through and hold you from the first step till the last one, end to end. Now, why alternately, why us? Why work with us as Blocksquare? So the Oceanpoint marketplace is powered by Blocksquare's infrastructure, which had been on the market for quite some time. There's a lot of real estate assets on this infrastructure. Our smart contract systems uptime is almost impeccable, and we've helped other companies launch their own marketplaces from various jurisdictions, from the US to the UK, and of course Europe. So this is, I would say, also an additional reason why you should trust Blocksquare in this process. Now, what does it mean to list your real estate asset on Oceanpoint as a marketplace? What it means is that we do and take you through a couple of things, a couple of steps, right? So first of all, we need to understand your assets. So there's going to be an intake of information so that we can do some due diligence on the real estate property that you are tokenizing. Then, based on that information, we see if it's eligible or not, if this is something we can work with or not. And based on that, we then go into the financial structuring part, or understanding the financial structure of the real estate asset, as well as then the tokenization process. We then take care of the legal and compliance part, and then at the end, the token is listed on the Oceanpoint marketplace, where you basically can then place tokens on the marketplace for sale in exchange for stable coins. You can do that in a single tranche. You can do it in multiple tranches, so offering it at different price levels, so that investors who need to go through a KYC process can then access and be able to purchase these tokens. And then obviously there's this ongoing life cycle and reporting that needs to be done. And obviously we we give you reminders of what things you need to deliver, so that token investors can see it, from revenue distributions to reporting on any new or any changes in lease agreements. It depends on the asset type, of course. Is it a long-term lease? Is it a short-term lease? What kind of real estate asset has been tokenized? But in essence, the relationship between you, the asset owner, and the token holders is direct, and the marketplace allows you to communicate with token holders in a way where you basically post information so that they can access that information on the marketplace. So how this all works? It's 5 steps that kind of are required. Like I said, the asset intake is the due diligence. That's the where we start. If the information we receive it matches our expectations, or if the asset is adequate for us to tokenize and list, then we go into the structuring phase. From there, there's the listing preparation, and then after that, there's the offering of tokens, um, and the distribution of these tokens. Because the swaps happen atomically, there's no custody in place, so investors essentially just can access the tokens of the real estate property, and purchase them. And then, of course, in the post offering life cycle, there are revenue distributions that also need to be done, which you can do through our risk infrastructure, and all of that is handled via the marketplace. So how does this all then reflect? What is our business proposition for you as a property owner? Essentially, what we do is we want to get at par with you. The thing is that tokenization is something new. So it's something new for you, most probably, for asset owners. But we believe that this is going to become quite standard way of doing business in real estate in the next 5 years. And by collaborating with us today, you can already position your assets to be to have an on-chain footprint, and on-chain data that will become valuable for you as the market matures and grows. The important part is how we do business with you is that we invest in the tokenization. This means that there's no upfront fees. We only retain a slice of the issued tokens. And by retaining that slice, we basically get the same rights as any other token investor out there who is going to purchase the tokens. We believe that this is kind of a aligned offer that gets us in the same boat as investors, as well as you, the asset owner. And what do we invest in here? Is we invest in the legal structuring, in the offering documentation, in the token contract, capital stack setup, and of course the listing on the marketplace compliance part, as well as marketing activities around it. So essentially, we invest first and we get paid only when the asset is successfully attracting investors. And I would say that essentially we've been around for quite some time, and I'm really excited about us moving Oceanpoint forward as a marketplace. Um, and I believe that the timing is the right timing. because we are currently in turbulent times, but this represent opportunity. And I believe stable coins are seeking products that can offer yield in a sustainable way. Real estate, on the other end, can offer yields between 5 and 10% annually, plus asset appreciation. And I think that this is something very interesting for the times we are in right now. This is kind of the presentation I had for you today. And I believe it would have been perhaps much more interesting to have somebody else join me in this episode today. Unfortunately, like I said, Yura was not able to join because of an illness or some sickness. A bug got him, let's say, and he was not able to be here. But he will definitely be helpful. Happy to connect with anyone who is looking to tokenize their real estate assets. That being said, we are able to work with asset owners from various jurisdictions. However, currently we are focusing with asset owners who have properties within the European economic area. The main reason for this is that the compliance and the legal part work that we've done was extensively done in these jurisdictions. And this is where we want to focus on first. So if you have properties in more exotic jurisdictions, unfortunately, it's going to be hard for us to work with you. There, for those who are in those jurisdictions, what we can still work with, of course, is supporting you in deploying a marketplace for you, and then obviously offering you some guidance on the regulatory side or on the tokenization legal framework. But the thing is that that you will need to verify and invest in the viability of applying that model in that jurisdiction, of course, as we always say. Um, is there maybe anything else I've missed to mention today? Um, One of the things that we had today earlier was the ambassador office hours. This is something we do every other week. So it's every 2 weeks. There's a get together where ambassadors and those who are thinking of becoming regional ambassadors and joining the regional hubs program can meet our team and talk with us um, and exchange thoughts and ideas. So I encourage anyone who wants to actively participate to watch out for the next office hours. Um, and yeah, and I think that's kind of the summary of today's block chat. Usually, when there's more people here, obviously the discussion is much longer. The last block chat we had was with Flipstone, um, a company from Portugal who is launching their marketplace with us. They went on the launch pad and were able um, to complete the launch pad in less than 48 hours. The pool was closed, so that was really successful. I look forward to working with the team. Um, and anyone looking for working with us, whether that's as an asset owner or potentially a marketplace operator, or on the DeFi side with Oceanpoint. Don't be a stranger. Get in touch with us. Our team is always here and happy to jump on a call with you. So thank you once again for everyone who joined us and tuned in today. I'm just going to be brief on this episode, but I think we covered most of the things that we set out to cover. Um, just to reiterate, tokenizing and listing on Oceanpoint is open to any property owners. Get in touch with us. Our from a commercial model is very simple. We will retain a portion of the issued tokens, and in this way, there's no upfront costs for you to tokenize real estate with us. So I welcome everyone to get in touch with us, and let's build the future of real estate together. Thank you.